One thing is that when you have bad days, tough days, your willpower is very, very weak and you're not able to think properly. So that means that you need pre-think what you will do, exactly what you will do during tough days. Today is 421st day that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning. I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Every single person have a tough day. Every single person has a day when they do not perform at their best. Every single person have probably a week that they do not perform at their best. Every single person need to learn how to master their bad days. Every single person has a good day. Every single person have a happy day. So that means every single person is able to be good at good days, perform at the good days. But if you really want to achieve great things in life, you need to learn how to master bad days. And it means you need to build strategy. One thing is that when you have bad days, tough days, your willpower is very, very weak and you're not able to think properly. So that means that you need pre-think what you will do, exactly what you will do during tough days. So that means you don't need to think. You know that when you have a tough day and you understand it and you expected that bad day will happen, now you pre-thought about what you will do. So that means when a bad day comes in, when a tough day comes in, you know exactly what to do and you do not think, because when you start thinking during tough days, a lot of times it leads to bad decisions. So that means that bad days is for execution only, not for thinking a lot of times. Of course, sometimes it's required to think, but at the same time, a lot of times we need to execute. So today we'll share 7 things that we need to stop doing and 7 things that we need to start doing when we're going through tough days. So the first thing is that we need to stop eating and start exercising. A lot of times during tough days, it's much harder to exercise because your willpower is weaker. So that means you're not supposed to think, should I go to exercise or not? Because, okay, that means that I'm not supposed to overeat, eat the food that doesn't help me, and that means I'm supposed to eat only healthy food, and I need to start exercising. Stop eating unhealthy food and you need to start exercising to make sure that you increase your energy levels. Stop speaking, start listening. A lot of times people who are in the tough days, they are just speaking all the needs, all the complaints, and telling everyone what is going wrong, what is going right. But if you really want to get out of your station, you need to start listening. And people will give you advice and give you opportunities to learn. And when you will stop speaking, because you speak what you already know, and when you listen, you're able to listen and hear something that you didn't know. So it's always very important to stop speaking and start listening to other people. Third one is that you need to stop listening to yourself and start speaking to yourself. So that means when people are in tough days, they start to listen to themselves, and during tough days there's a lot of bad thoughts, there are a lot of negativity that is in your mind. That's why you have those tough days a lot of times. That means you don't need to listen to yourself during tough days. What you need to speak to yourself. That means you need to tell yourself what you need to do, because if you will listen to yourself, you will not do anything. That means that will go and you will be pursued by inaction. So that means you need to speak to yourself. Number 4 is stop thinking and start doing. During tough days, people have a tendency to overthink, think, and of course that thinking is in action. And of course, because they do not act, then after that they feel even worse and worse, because this is a death cycle, that they think, they don't act, now they are disappointed they didn't act, and they start to think even more, and it's just a death cycle. So that means you need to learn that during tough days you need to stop thinking and start doing. Number 5 is that you need to stop spending and start investing. A lot of times during tough days, people have a tendency to buy things that's supposed to increase their pleasure, short-term pleasure, but we need to learn during tough days invest our time in ourselves, in our health, in our education, in our things that really could improve our long-term pleasure. Because people have a tendency to go to bars, and that means that they spend money. But if you really want to improve your life for the long term, you need to say, okay, maybe I will buy a book and I will invest my time and money into educating myself. Number 6 is stop taking, start giving. The best way to go through tough day is to help someone else to get through tough day. When you know that you're helping, supporting someone, you feel good feelings coming through you. And of course, if you're giving, that will give you a lot of energy, that you could use that energy even to take more action, more giving. And of course, every single time we give more, you generate more and more energy. So that means a lot of times people, what they need during tough days is all just to put their eyes from themselves to others. And when you put your eyes from yourself to others, you stop being sad and disappointed about your life, because you know that you add value to other people. And last 7 is stop doubting and start believing. That means every single person needs to learn how to move from doubt to faith, how to move from doubt to believing. Because when you know that you are going through tough days and believe that those days will finish, because you know that every storm has a finish, every nice day has a finish. So that means there is seasons in life, and every single person needs to learn go through seasons, and we need to use those seasons for our own benefit. So that means when you understand that every season is for you to grow, to improve, and there is no flower growing without water, without sun, but without like different kind of environment. So that means you need to be that person who welcomes the different kind of environment, because you know that every single season is here to develop him. So that means tough days is good to toughen person. So that means you need to see those tough days as a tool to build up character. So let's look into tough days as a benefit for your life, not as something that you're afraid of. So when you use those tough days for your benefit, you're much more joyful. I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.